spread the word. The JCPenney Friends and Family Sale is back. And this week, we're passing the savings on to you. Use your extra 30% off coupon to prep your home and style your family for Easter. That's extra savings on top of our great low prices. Plus, share your coupon with everyone you know and love. It's always better when we save together. JCPenney. Make everybody count. Offer valid 3/11 through 3/17. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
I can't believe it. Football, by the hell.
Football, bloody hell. That never gets old, does it, boys? The FA Cup today. But good evening, ladies and gents, first of all. Hope you are all well, Reds. I'm your host, Killian, magnificent 24/7 Reds podcast tonight. My co-host, Dazza. How are you, brother?
I'm okay. Very happy this evening. Ish.
Oh, yes.
Ish. How are you?
Philo, and we have Philo and Masood tonight in the panel. How are we, boys?
All good, mate. All good.
Sláinte, Philo. So, without further ado, boys, so obviously around an hour ago, was it? We scraped the win past Newport. But Dazza, what you reckon? Let's dive into the football game. What do you reckon?
I'm quite happy to throw it around. Listen, we've hit banana skins before, right? FA Cup at this point is just about getting the result. Get the result and get through, and that's it. I mean, we were on a hide into nothing tonight. If we'd have won 7-0, some would have found some issues with it. Now, I do have some issues with it, and I'm happy to discuss some of the issues that I've got once we've been round the room, because there's one or two players there that really, really frustrated me tonight. So, Anthony and Garnacho, I have to tell you. But yeah, I'll throw it down to Masood just to get his opinion on the game, and then we'll maybe circle back.
I thought we had a comfortable first 20 minutes, 25 minutes with the lead, and then just the story of our season has been our lack of concentration, just before and after halftime, and it's the same thing that happened today as well. So yeah, but after that, most of the time, I'm with Gaza with this one in terms of frustrations, especially with the forward line in terms of the choices they've been making. Man, we've had Hoyland that was clear open for a few passes, and you could have had tap-ins, but the guy shows the wrong options, and that's just been the story of the season as well. So it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't very comfortable. I would say it was comfortable, but it could have been a banana skin, as Daza said. But I wasn't worried in terms of losing the game. But we didn't scrape the win, but we did win. So just to get into the next round, happy to be there, and obviously with the players coming back from injury, we can build on getting their fitness and everything up for the push in the Premier League.
Yeah, no, perfect. And now, without further ado, down to you, Phil. What is your thoughts?
Well, that was a bit of a banana peel, wasn't it?
As predicted.
No, listen, look, it's the magic of the FA Cup. These fixtures are thrown in year in, year out, and you often see a giant killing, and there's always a potential for one to be there. And looking back at the way the fixtures ran over the weekend, someone was due something, and I just had that horrible sneaky feeling it was going to be us. It was never going to be. And this is what I said earlier to you lads. I often find that it's really disrespectful when teams come up such as in the lower leagues against one of the giants. I think it's really disrespectful that people just automatically write them off. Although on paper it should be an absolute drilling. 9 times out of 10 it never is. And you're going to a difficult ground, you're going into a ground that's just full of people that are passionate about their club. They're so close to it, rather than a big club when you don't get as close to them. So the fans are a bit more passionate. The conditions are completely different. There's always potential there for a game for it to be a massive slip up, and that's what the point I was getting to. I thought we'd win the game, and I knew we'd win the game, but I don't think it was going to be as easy as what. Killen, you're sitting there thinking we're going to absolutely drub them 7 or 8, 10-0, and on paper technically it should be.
You're talking fucking shit here, bro.
Put your hand up. Put your hand up. Put your hand up.
My hands up here. Look at.
Can I just say before we go on, a massive shout out to the away fans again, the absolute best fans in the world. Phil will testify how hard it was to get tickets to get down there tonight, and all I could hear was United songs. We want Glazers out. Honestly, massive shout out to the away going Reds. Best away fans in the world.
Yeah,
without a doubt. Without a doubt. Including Pete Boyle, who's busted on the TV. So I hope you're not skipping work, Pete, because you are humped. If you're skipping work, you're humped.
Yeah, we can't.
What did you think, Kelly? What did you think? Throw it back to you. What did you think?
Yeah, right here. Listen, Philo was breaking it before this game. We were talking about it.
No, I was not.
We were never fucking losing this match, bro. Never. Not in a fucking million years. As bad as we are, no offense to Newport. They gave fucking everything. And
you're polishing a turd with this, but yeah.
You are?
You're polishing a turd with this one, but yeah.
Yeah. Did someone fucking say something? Can't hear nothing here. Turn up your volume, bro. No,
here, my volume.
No, it was a beautiful fucking fixture. It was everything I expect from the FA Cup. A big team, a small team, crazy fucking diehard fans in the home ground. Like it. Did you see the picture of the dressing room, boys? That went around the internet. Like it's just. We played in those sort of dressing rooms. It was a dream for Newport.
Yeah.
And I said to the boys, I'll probably get pelters from United fans. I loved that they got a bit of a couple of goals, and I loved that they got a cracker of a goal and it lifted the fans. That's what the FA Cup's all about. FA Cup is fucking magic, right? And the reason I was happy for Newport, because I had no doubts. I honestly had no doubts that we were going to win the game. But I didn't think they got 2 goals, I must say. But here now, really happy. I think the team we fielded, bar in my opinion, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, is probably the strongest team on paper. Controversial, but maybe if you swap Rashford around with Garnacho on the right, you're probably looking at maybe the best team. But anyway, no, thought it was a great game. We should have fucking had a load of goals. We can delve into the game now and bring it around, but there's a lot of things I was happy with, a lot of things I wasn't fucking happy with, really not happy with. But yeah, let's kick it off. You what?
Phil with his hand up.
Go for it, Phil.
I wasn't very happy with the performance, in all fairness. I'm happy that we got through. It was, typical FA Cup match, and we've just got over the line. I think the scoreline was pretty flattering. Performance-wise, fucking shudder, absolute shudder. Especially from our 2 wingers, Garnacho and Anthony, especially. I'm sick to the back teeth of him cutting inside. He had a lower division side. He could have literally just tested himself. But yet, he goes onto his right and cuts onto his left. He doesn't mix it up. He hasn't got a bag of tricks. That's the only thing he's got. And okay, in fairness, he got a goal and he got an assist. And I can't really say too much about him. As I said to you earlier, is that his professional is turned up. No, as you all know, I'm a massive fan of Rashford, and I want to come back. I want to come on to this a bit later on. At least he was on the field playing, but Garnacho and Anthony were absolutely fucking awful tonight. Absolutely awful. I don't know what was going on with Garnacho, but his head looked lost.
Can I just ask you a quick question, Philip? And we sort of asked this question a while back. Does anyone know? Can Anthony speak fucking Dutch?
I don't care what language you can fucking.
No, honestly, no, because this is. I'm gonna get to somewhere with this, because if he doesn't speak Dutch, what fucking language is Anthony speaking to Ten Hag? Because I want to know. Well, I'm not gonna fucking find out, but what's he being told? What's he been told? Surely Eric Ten Hag isn't telling him to go out in the left, cut in from in to out every single time. Surely not.
But saying that, as a footballer, you should know that yourself. You should say, hang on, I'm having no luck on my left. I'm going to try something different. You shouldn't need someone to tell you what to do on a football pitch in certain circumstances. But yeah, I'm sick of it. But that performance was embarrassing tonight. Okay, yeah, we got it over the line, but yeah, embarrassing.
I'm surprised.
We rested on our laurels at 2-0 up. We gave them too much respect.
I just want to come in just for 2 seconds. So, seeing the first half, I thought up until the final third, I thought we played really well. I thought
that's our story all season.
I know, and I think we should have been 5 up before half time. And I just think Masood alluded to it earlier on when we were chatting. See if the right decisions had been made at the top end of the pitch, Garnacho and Anthony, Højlund would have had a hat-trick tonight. I thought Garnacho played well in phases, but not the whole
Is he
game.
winding me up?
No, here, listen, I'm going to jump in real quick, right?
Where's TC?
TC, good evening. I'm fucking good afternoon. I'm off it. TC's popping in here. TC, we love you always. Garnacho was quality Phil. Phil is astonished by this. Now, I'm going to back TC up here. I thought Garnacho was fucking brilliant, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, right? He didn't fucking stop. The final pass was atrocious. The final decision was atrocious a lot of the time. But he didn't fucking stop. He was electric. He's a Manchester United player. He's just fucking Man United, bro.
We were playing Newport.
Yeah. And they kicked lumps out of him. He reminded me of Cristiano Ronaldo, the way Ronaldo used to get lumps kicked out of him, and he kept on getting up and kept running at them. At least he kept fucking going. Yeah, that comes with age and experience, the final ball. I thought he was brilliant. And yeah, here, listen, we're all entitled to our opinion, even though Philo's opinion's shit, but yeah. No, go for it. No, why did you think he was so bad, Philo? Please, no, honestly, like, banter aside.
It's just the decisions, the passes that he was making, his touches. He just looked off it, completely off it. It's not he looked like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders tonight. He was playing football as though he was one of the more experienced players in that team tonight. And
I must admit, he did look like he was gunning for glory.
He looked he was trying too hard, is what I'm trying to say. And I think it affected his game.
He just needs to chill.
Yeah, but that'll come. I think to put him in the same category as Anthony tonight is a bit harsh, to be fair. But I think so. Players, but Anthony was just really.
I'm going to say something here. Kelly knows what I'm going to say here, I think. And one of our members is not going to be happy when I say this, right?
I guess it's going to be me.
No. I don't think Anthony will be with us next season.
I don't know.
Eric Ten Hag sees what we see. Dave Brailsford's seen what we see. The whole Ineos sporting team are seeing what we see. Omar Barada's seeing what we see. If you're not performing, it ain't going to happen. The days of just turning up and getting your dough, doing okay and then going up the road, they're over. And players need to realise that the gravy train is about to be fucking halted massively. And if you ain't cutting it, you're fucking out the door. Look at Jadon Sancho. I dare say, and we'll maybe touch on it later on, I think Rashford's in serious shit now. And I think Anthony's going to... I think they'll pull the trigger on Anthony. I definitely... Listen, you give Eric Ten Hag the choice of pull the trigger on Anthony and we'll get somebody else in, or stick with Anthony. I think Eric Ten Hag pulls the trigger on him.
I have a feeling you know who's coming back, and he's and Anthony. We're gonna look for money for Anthony. That's my take on it. Masood, what did you think of the game and the standout players, or who didn't perform, or what did you reckon?
Look, in terms of, I agree with Phil in terms of the decision making on Garnacho and Anthony as well. I mean, it's the story of the season. Whichever wingers have been playing, it's the final ball to Højlund that hasn't been there, and we've had basically how many goals have we scored this season? Not a lot. It's just because of this very reason that the decision making and the final passes, and we shoot when we need to pass, we pass when we need to shoot. It's I don't understand what goes on in the players' minds. I mean, last year we were loading Benny McCarthy for doing what he did with Rashford. And I don't know what they're doing this season in terms of finishing, because it's not been good at all. Look, for me, most of the guys did have a comfortable game in terms of Casemiro coming back, Licha coming back.
Yeah,
Kobe Mainoo was his normal, usual self, reliable as well.
First goal for the football club, brother. First club for
what a goal. We scored two smart goals in the start. I mean, the first goal, Anthony's assist was brilliant. The second goal was good play from everyone, and so we were comfortable. I mean, Dallo didn't have a bad game. Shaw didn't have a bad game as well. And the thing with all these players coming back, it's getting minutes in the legs again to get ready for the final push. And like as I said earlier, with the Ineos guys coming in, the guys have to pull up their socks, because they are on audition as well to the end of the season. So they're playing for their contracts as well.
Yeah.
And their careers at United. So we're going to have bumps in the road again till the end of the season.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. But we're not going to see the lethargic performances that we did in the first part of the season, because some of these players are going to be on watch and notice. So they need to pull up the socks.
I was saying to Masood, Phil, before the podcast started, that we were on a hide into nothing in this game. And, you know, when we do the player ratings, I don't think there was any point in doing player ratings, because if somebody done really, really well, the word on the street would be, it's just Newport, you know what I mean? But Kobe Mainoo, I want to just talk about Kobe just for 2 seconds. That boy could play against Liverpool, Real Madrid, Newport.
Yeah.
He could play against anybody, and he's consistent. That boy's a diamond. He's an absolute diamond.
He is Dennis Irwin 2.0, bro. He's an 8 in every game, 7 or an 8 in every game. Consistent, as you said there.
And I just think, see if we can keep him grounded, centred, humble, which I think by all accounts, the lad's a good lad. So if we can just keep him on the right path and he keeps progressing the way he's progressing, I genuinely think he could be one of the best youth players we've ever had. I think he's that good.
I'm going to stick a couple of quid. I was talking to a mate earlier. I'm going to stick a couple of quid for him to be the future Manchester United captain. Sticking a couple of quid on it. Honestly, he is cold.
He's
cold.
He's class. He's absolute class.
Just a quick one. So TC says, chimes in, if Anthony could switch it from cutting in on his left to attacking the byline and swinging one over on his right, then perhaps he could come good. Of course he could. He has all the tools to be... I think he's a great footballer, but his decision-making and consistent, he's just too predictable. And he gets pelted for it, and he's not switching it up. But the irony of it was he fucking scored with his right foot today.
The biggest thing for me is both of them do not look for the striker. So what is the point in having You could have Harry Kane up there. You could have Victor Osimhen up there. What is the point? Because they don't look to feed him. Bruno was looking to feed him. Shaw and Dalot were looking to feed him. But they're not looking for a striker. And I don't believe for 1 minute they're not working on trying to find a striker, because Eric Ten Hag's not that daft. But I don't know, man. Like Phil said earlier on, Garnacho was just going for glory all the time. See, when he hit the bar, I know he hit the bar, so he kind of gets away with it a wee bit. See, he just lays it across. Rasmus or Bruno is putting that away. I think Rasmus Højlund should have had a hat-trick tonight.
Raza has finally lost his shit. I don't know, did anyone see the clip?
I'm so happy he did it.
I'm so happy as well, because, bro, if he hadn't have scored, you would have never known he was on the fucking pitch. That's how bad it was. But anyway, just to inform any viewer or listener who didn't see the game or by chance, Garnacho, after a good few times in the second half, coming towards the end of the game, he sprinted towards the goal to when Garnacho was cutting down the wing. Garnacho went himself again, and Raza went nuts. Went absolute nuts, and he gave Garnacho pelters, and rightly so. The boy is making runs left, right, and centre always, and they're not finding him. They're not looking to find him. It's so frustrating. I feel so sorry for the boy. Phil, I'll go ahead.
Look, I've been critical of both of them tonight, more so Garnacho, who probably didn't deserve it, but I think the fact he was put on the left wing completely threw him out. I think Garnacho performs better on the right wing, and we sacrificed Garnacho best playing position for a player who can't fucking do anything, and that's the frustrating thing for me.
Phil,
That's down to Rashford's joyride this week, because if he was not doing what he did, he would have been playing. Garnacho would have been on the right wing.
I get where you're coming from, that Masood, totally, and I'm not going to back Rashford there, but we can't set that team up just because someone's not in that team. If Garnacho plays best on that right wing, on that right wing, that's where he plays.
It was a toss up. It was a toss up between playing Anthony or playing Ahmad, and he obviously went for Anthony. So,
and this is a frustrating thing, but we're holding players that we don't play. Ahmad, especially we touched on this a couple of weeks ago. We're keeping Ahmad. We're not doing nothing with him. Why aren't we loaning him out this window? What are we doing?
Yeah, he won't play. You know he won't. Well, bar a miracle, he won't. But I'm just gonna suggest something, and I have a feeling I'm reading Daz's mind here. I don't know why, but I do. Why don't they just play Anthony on the fucking left and let him fucking swing the balls in, and then have Garnacho on the fucking right?
Because I don't think he can do it, Kellen.
We can't.
But he's never been tried. He got an assist today on the left.
To be fair to Chase
he got an assist on the left.
Chase has been shouting for that for weeks.
If he could do it, he would have done it by now.
He would have done it. I think Eric Ten Hag was that desperate earlier on in the season, he would have done it. And it leads us into the next part of the pod really nicely here, because it leads us on to part 2 of the Martial problem, right? And he is a massive, massive fucking problem. And before we move on, I just want to say well done to Newport. You gave us an absolute fucking dogfight. And we wish you well, and we hope you made a lot of money tonight and you're able to just crack on. It would have been better. It would have been better for you if we'd got a replay at Old Trafford, but not to be. We won the cup for you, and that's the end of that. And I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'm going to throw this straight to Phil, right? Because this is Phil's topic, right? Martial's a problem, Phil. And the fact that they can't come out the fucking door, and it's stopping us for signing another striker. We've now got that boy up front himself for the rest of the season with no backup. And it's unacceptable. Unacceptable in my eyes. And I'm just going to throw it to you, Phil, for you to take the baton for there.
Right. I personally think we should have got rid of Martial 2 seasons ago. So I think we went to Seville. Was it 2 seasons ago? Yeah.
I would say 3, but yeah.
They paraded him into the stadium with R9 Ronaldo. And he paraded him as though he was some great player. He's fucking garbage. He's crap. The fact that he's had so many injuries the last couple of seasons, and we given a contract extension 3 seasons ago, I think.
Yeah.
And he's on 3-year deal, 4-year deal. I'll just get rid. I won't sell him. I just cut.
No, he's gone for free in the summer. They're not renewing his contract. So
Yeah, but they want him to
just
go
let
now.
him go now. Then let him go now. What's the point in paying his
he
wages?
can't. Is that an operation? Is that an operation? He can't do nothing.
Oh, no, mate. No, I'm sorry.
Pay him off.
He's had that many operations. He's practically a new
Yeah,
human
but
being.
practically you can't do anything because he's still under contract. You
I don't
can't
care.
get rid of him.
I don't care. If I had that much time off work, I'd be sacked. I'm not
89
fit to do
goals
my
in 9
job.
years.
If I'm not fit to do my job, my contract means absolute sod. All they can just go off your pop. You've not met the conditions of your contract. So I don't want to hear anything about contracts because he's not fulfilled it. He's not working. He's not doing anything. I'm just sick. I'm sick of him. I am absolutely sick of him. And I don't mean to break a player so much, but I've watched 9 seasons of this bloke.
89 goals, Phil.
I can only remember a handful of them.
Yeah.
Do you know the only goal I can remember?
Liverpool.
2 actually. Liverpool and that goal against, was it Norwich, I think? When he twisted Watford.
The wee chip, he done a wee chip at the straight for them.
Yeah. That's the only two I can remember.
FA Cup semi-final, man.
Oh, yeah, you have to give him that one, in fairness.
What, against Everton?
Yeah,
look, just get rid of him. Don't sell him. He's got to go.
Seamus is chiming in here. Agree with Phil. Cut Martial now. I think we're all on the same page, to be fair. 9 seasons. When you said that to me right there, my mind's blown.
He's on a testimonial.
He's on for testimonial, and he's 27.
Yeah. 89 goals in 9 years is appalling.
Wearing gloves in the summer.
Don't.
But we need a striker, right?
Another Glazer masterclass, by the way. Glazer's fucking out.
Joe Glazer's favourite player, apparently. When Mourinho tried to get rid of him.
That's the thing. No, nobody's coming in for him. Not even the Saudis want him. That's how bad it is.
You remember, Phil, when he went to Seville, they had the fanfare for weeks about him. Then he started playing, and it went really quiet. Really quiet.
He got injured.
Yeah, he got injured, bro.
Yeah, and then they wanted just to send him back. Can we just 10 minutes alone and send him back? Because he's absolute dog shit. Absolute dog. And I hate berating one of my players. But he doesn't feel like one of my players. Do you know what I mean? Rashford, I mean, I've been going after Rashford for a bit now just because I don't think he's technically good enough. But he still feels like one of my players when he pulls a shirt on. I feel as though now and again he's playing like a fan. So he's different from Martial. Martial, for me, he's not one of my players. Definitely not. And I still sell Rashford. Right? But
just frustrating.
I disagree with you there, does it? Rashford's pissing me off, bro. I don't care. I don't care if he's man's born and bred. That's great. I love that, but
I'm just talking about the way he plays. I'm not talking about his behaviour this week. His behaviour this week's something else.
I'm not even about this week.
And I'm annoyed about him doing that this week. Because one, it's not the first time, right? It's not the first time he's going to have to be disciplined about his own discipline and his own behaviour. But we're in a shitstorm now with forward players. Experienced forward players. Garnacho's learning, like you said, he's kind of learning on the job. Rasmus is fucking learning on the job. Anthony's just Anthony. If he was on a bike, he'd be going fucking circles. So, because he's only got 1 foot. So, we need the most experienced wingers forward we've got. We need him in there. And it's just so fucking frustrating that Eric Ten Hag's got to deal with yet another player discipline issue.
This for me is Ten Hag's opportunity to prove that he has not got favourites, because he should be given the same treatment he's given to Ronaldo, Sancho.
Yeah.
And now his star boy Rashford has gone, hey, well, what's he going to do next? If he doesn't punish him, then I'll be coming for Ten Hag myself, because it can't be one rule for one and one rule for the other. Now, Rashford should definitely miss the next few games.
The only caveat I would add to it, and I agree with that, right? The only thing I would say is we are so short, and he's probably got a bit of power in terms of Ten Hag really needs him just now. But I think see the end of the season,
for me, if it was me, I'd be making a point of grabbing one of the lads from the youth and saying, right.
I mean, he might very well do that. Job. He might very well just fuck him off, to be honest.
Well, that's another conversation, but yeah.
We have TC in again, just popping in with a comment about Rashford. No player is bigger than the club or badge. He can follow Ronnie out the door. I think that was in relation to Martial, actually. But you're saying there, Dazza, that Rashford has a bit of power. He's doing fuck all. How does he have power, bro? He has power in the sense that he's the wage he's on.
I think he's got a bit of power just now because he knows, I know, you know, the squad up top is light, right?
But he's doing fuck all, though.
I get that. But he from the reports, right, and I have to stress this, it's all alleged, and from the reports and all that, he's swanning about like he's a king ding-a-ling, right? Now,
he's a fucking Sancho 2.0, bro. He's fucking around. Fuck that. Get him out the door.
You've got to look at the people in that dressing room.
Yeah. Somebody
needs to be. You haven't got the likes of Keno there. You haven't got the likes of Rio to give him a bollocking. He's that king of that dressing room. I can guarantee you that now because of his stature.
He's a top
and his
boy
relation
in
to the club. Yeah, exactly.
Top boy in there.
He's doing what he wants.
And he's part of the problem. He's proving that now. Yeah. And I think Ten Hag, he's interviewed today on BBC. I don't know if I put it in the chat. I certainly tweeted about it. He spoke to Ineos and he's told Ineos, I need to rule the dressing room. And they're happy for that to happen. Yeah. I think we could see a major shake-up in the summer. I'm telling you now. If they back Ten Hag and he's staying, Rashford's out the door. I strongly believe that.
Yeah, I think a massive shake-up is needed. It's needed. Masood, what are your thoughts on Rashford at the minute? On and off the field.
It's disappointing. He's had a poor season, and he's not helping himself off the field as well. So, it's frustrating because he had a very good season last season, and we thought he's gonna go to another level this season, and it's not happened. And the off-field stuff is affecting his on-field stuff. So, and that's affecting the team as well, and the dynamic within the change room as well. So, he needs to be, like Phil said, he needs to be benched for the next few games. So it's a kick up the backside. Whether it works or not is irrelevant. But he needs to he needs to ride the pine for a few weeks, so he can then. That's how he reacts to that is up to him. But he needs to be taught a lesson. Whether he's on 300k a week or 400k a week, that's irrelevant. You can't disrespect your manager, your club, and your fellow professionals in the dressing room for how you behave this week.
I won't lie to you, Masood. If he was doing it on the pitch, I wouldn't give a fuck what he does in his private life. But the fact that I'm lost for words with this.
Look, players are not robots. They're human beings. They also need to let off steam. But there's a time for it, and there's a time for.
He knows he's in the limelight. He knows he's in the limelight. He's a fucking whoever's advising him.
It's his brother.
Like honestly, he's like Sancho. He's in the wrong circle. Whoever the fuck he's around.
The other thing I would add is the next series of events that come up with Rashford will probably tell me and everybody else where Ineos are with Erik Ten Hag. Because if they back Ten Hag, he's finished, man. Because if you look at Ten Hag's background, it's very not. I don't want to say Sir Alex Ferguson-esque, right? But it is very much. I'm the boss. You do what I say, or you're out the door, and it doesn't matter who you are. And if that's the case, I agree with Phil. You can't do it to Ronaldo, Sancho, all of them, and not do it to him. So we'll see how it all plays out. Be interesting. I think he's done, but
See the fella behind me here? He was a lunatic and he did mad things, but he fucking did it on the pitch when we needed him every fucking time.
Yeah, he delivered, man. He delivered.
You know, difference.
Yeah, but back in his day, you never had social media. Wait to be plastered within seconds.
I'm sure the king got up to some mischief, all right.
Yes, so you would have heard about it about 2 weeks after the incident happened, not immediately like what happens with the players today. So there's that caveat as well.
You do know Eric Cantona was that mad that he used to drive about Manchester in a black hack?
Yeah, 100%.
He was fucking nuts, man. Stop let people in. Fucking mental.
Yeah, just a quick one. So Claire, always love. Hope you're well, Claire. She's coming in with Rashford needs to go at the end of the season. Yeah, it's up for debate. It's up for debate. Just a quick one. Whip around real quick. Do you reckon? No, it's a bit of a two big question. Number one, do you think he'll be gone do you think he'll be sold in the summer? And number two, do you want him to be sold in the summer? We'll start off with Philo because I know he has might have a different opinion. Philo, what do you reckon? So, do you think he will be sold in the summer, and do you want him to be sold in the summer? If so,
to answer your first question, do I think he's going to be sold in the summer? Yes. For your second part of the question, do I want him to be sold in the summer? Yes.
Wow, mind blown, bro. Mind blown. I wasn't expecting that.
I think I know why Phil said that.
Go on,
I think
tell me if I'm wrong, Phil, but I think your question answers itself, Killian, right? I think, see if Rashford plays the way some people think he can, right? Then your answer to the second part is no, I don't want him to be sold. But he's demonstrating that he's not going to do that. And Ineos are not going to fuck about, I don't think.
Right, so my opinion's changed in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I can't keep blindly, and I never will, and I never have. I'll never blindly back a player that's not doing it on the pitch. And now it's got to the point where I'm thinking you're not actually benefiting the team anymore. You're not actually doing anything, and there's too much focus off the pitch with these players, and now Rashford's been dragged back into it, and then we all thought it was Pogba.
Jesse Lingard.
It wasn't. Jesse Lingard's been a victim of it as well, and he's still a bit of a div as well. But even so, I've got to the point with this team now where I want players just to play and score goals, and we're not getting that with anything. So if you're not doing it for me now, you can go.
What I will say to the viewers is, what I will say to all the viewers watching, it's the older panel tonight that you've got on, right? So there's no such thing as player FC. Yeah, baby. We're all Man United. No player FC.
The kid's got tucked in. Benno, he's sucking his thumb and chases with the suitor in next door there in the crib, bro.
It's the old crew that's on tonight, man.
Yeah,
no player
the
FC
fucking Dons, bro.
And I have to say, big up Phil for that, because he was quite vociferous in your protection of Rashford.
Yeah.
But you're seeing it for what it is, and you're just thought, nah, fuck it. I'm not having it. It's not good
I'm just looking at the teams around me.
And it's not right.
I'm looking at the teams around us, the likes of Villa. And Villa being a massive example. Yeah. We scored, 19, 20 goals this season? I can't continue to back that.
No.
I can't.
No. And there's only so much you blame the manager for it as well.
But you know what I mean? It's not just Rashford I want gone. I want Rashford gone. I want Anthony gone. I want Martial gone. And there's a few others that I want gone.
I agree with all of that.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna want some other players in this team gone, then the others have to follow. I can't just buy any back. So because you're my favourite player, I want to keep you just because I like you.
And what will add?
It's for the team, only. I want players for the team.
I'm not even gonna start on Dalot because we've not got enough time. We've not even got enough time. He's a podcast all on his own.
He's my next victim.
So he's on his own. Masood, what's your thoughts quickly before we move on?
No, he'll be sold because we can get decent money for him as well, and also that money when we get in is pure FFP money, so it's pure profit. So that makes a difference in our FFP issues. and that's the only reason why we're not signing someone now in this transfer window, because of the FFP issues, thanks to our weasel owners, and the handing out of contracts to average players. Look, Martial is definitely gone. His contract's not. He's in his last 5 months of his contract, so he's definitely gone. Rashford will be gone. I think Anthony will be gone, and if we bring in another right back, we Dello. But I got a feeling that Wan-Bissaka will be gone, not Dello, and I have a feeling maybe one of Varane or Casemiro will be gone as well.
Both.
Yeah. I think both will be gone. That's right.
And I got a feeling that Ten Hag's going to do what he did at Ajax. He's going to start with the younger team and sort of mold them into what he wants. And start. It's starting in July this summer.
So I'm going to throw a scenario at you before we move on, then, right? Just to get what you think, because I had a thought about this yesterday and today. What about if Rashford goes to PSG, right, for 80, 90 million? Mbappe's going to sign for Real Madrid on a free. Mbappe and Vinny Jr. can't play together on the left wing, and we take Vinny.
I wouldn't mind that, and he won't give you attitude problems like Rashford, especially if you have a couple of Brazilian players surrounding him, because we've never done well with South American players for some reason.
For the most part,
it's not that we have had much success with South American players, except for a few. But if that's the scenario, it also depends now with the manager merry-go-round what's happening.
Yeah.
Because I got a feeling that Tuchel will go to Barcelona. Xabi Alonso will go to Bayern Munich. And Nagelsmann will probably...
let's not get into this now.
No, I'm just saying, and Nagelsmann is coming to Anfield.
We'll see. Yeah. I'll just jump in real quick in your scenario. I'm not even going to tell you what the scenario, my thoughts on it are, because I don't think it's happening. I don't think Vinny Jr. goes to us. I don't think he won't leave Real. He won't. He wants to stay there for his career. He's been racially abused time and time again in Spain, and he still wants to stay. He loves Real Madrid.
If Mbappe goes there, though?
Personally, for me, I don't see Vinny Jr. leaving Real Madrid.
I don't either.
But I also don't want to take a gamble on a player that may not fit into our team.
And that may stunt the growth of Alejandro Garnacho. I don't want any of that.
In this season, we're struggling for goals.
Yeah.
So in my world, I'll be going for a proven Premier League striker, and this is why we should have went for Kane, and this is why we should have got Kane.
100%.
We need a proven goal scorer to literally start scoring straight away. He needs to start running as soon as he hits the ground.
People keep laughing at me, Masood, right? I'd be going all in for Kane again in the summer.
No way.
Not happening.
No way. You want to bring him in? You want to bring him in with on a fucking Zimmer frame, do you? Fuck's sake, let it go, bro.
He's only a year older, mate.
That ship has fucking sailed, bro. It's
gone. Shouldn't played on an old fiddle, by the way.
No, it's gone. It's gone. He's not coming back. He's not coming back.
No,
I don't know why.
I'd be going for Ivan Toney in the summer.
No, it's going to cost too much money, man.
So with Vinny Jr.
You all know my thoughts. I'm sticking the green glasses on here. Evan Ferguson all the fucking way, baby.
No, but you're gonna have two young strikers.
You see, if you bring in a very experienced striker or a first choice striker, you stunt the growth of Hoyland. So if you have two of a similar ilk, similar ability wise, they can share the burden across the season, across the 5 cups. In my opinion, that would be perfect. And then you could have the likes of a Charlie McNeil on the bench, or as a backup, or a Joe Hugill on the bench, or a Shea Lacey. So I think that would work well, even if it's not Evan Ferguson, a Benjamin Sesko, someone of the similar sort of age and ability and all the rest. Philo, go ahead.
I want to touch upon your comment with regards to stunting Hoyland's growth. I personally think he needs some growing.
Yeah.
He needs some help. He needs that experience.
Do you not just think we need fucking wingers that feed the fucking ball to him?
We can keep saying that, but then as a striker, and I've played striker myself, you need to start looking for the pockets that them players are finding. Hoyland's not very. He's very one-dimensional at the moment. He's looking very one-dimensional to me throughout the game. If that was me as a striker, I'd be changing my game to suit them. If they're not going to start feeding me, I'm going to go hunting. And it's all about finding these spaces for him to get the goals, but he's not looking for them. He's only going for the obvious ones that should be played into him.
Can I throw a hypothetical with regards to Kilo's point? If you go for a younger striker similar to Rasmus, what if you then play 4-4-2 like in the old days, where you play two strikers and old school wingers?
Football's changed now. 4-4-2 doesn't really work anymore, does it?
No. Why not? No one's playing it. If you look at what
football is,
if
you've got a front three against your wing backs, you're screwed.
The City not played out sometimes with Julian Alvarez and Haaland? They sort of interchange a bit. They not play out now and again.
It's a front three. It's exactly the same way Liverpool try to play, or do play rather.
They're not allowed to be mentioned in this podcast, Phil. I'm surprised you mentioned their name.
Well, in fairness, I brought the pricks up, but it is what it is.
You did.
So what you reckon then, Jazza?
We need a striker. The whole world knows we need one, but we're not going to get one. And this is the bit where I feel really sorry for Erik ten Hag. I feel really sorry for him.
Hung out to dry from the very beginning, in my opinion.
Say again?
Hung out to dry since the very beginning, in my opinion.
But it leads us on nicely to the next part of the pod, the penultimate part of the pod, which is Ineos have got the 25%, just about. They've made some moves already. And I think we'll talk about those moves already and what you all think of them. And I think what they're doing is they're going to sort off the pitch first, almost like a right off the season. Let's sort out what's happening off the pitch, and then we go again in the summer. So I think Ten Hag is going to get a bit of a free hit. As much as I hate it, because I hate that shit, but I think they're going to sort off the pitch first. I think Omar Barada's signing is, without putting too fine a spin on it, probably one of the most important signings we've made since Alex Ferguson and David Gill left the club. And I think what happens is everything feeds down from him. Now, he's not the Messiah, right? He didn't build Man City, but he was a major, major part of it. And he knows how to run a club. And it's just really to throw out to you guys to see what you think. Masood, throw it to you first. Killian's ran away.
I'm actually quite happy with him becoming a CEO. The thing is, it's the first time in United history that we're having an external appointment for a board position, especially with the executive. So it's not an in-house. It's not an in-house. Basically, like a promotion to somebody who's
that's a good thing in this instance.
Very good thing. And he'll come with new ideas. He'll put people under pressure to do something different than they've been doing. Because whether you take the staff, all the staff at Carrington, at Old Trafford, people have been sort of on autopilot and doing the same things over and over again. And he's going to challenge them doing things differently, which is what staff haven't had before, which can only benefit the club in the long run as well. And he'll demand things. He'll demand different things. The good thing with that statement when they announced him being the CEO was the line there that football on the pitch is going to be at the forefront of what we do.
Yeah.
And that was the one thing that I was very happy with, is that, and that's why I say the players are noticed as well. is because they now know that they can't just slide along like they've been doing for the last few years, because now there's going to be consequences now.
Yeah. Phil?
I think, yeah, it comes from the top. The top's got to be sorted, because there's certain points of the season, the past couple of seasons, where I've said there's a result and it's not blamed on the manager. It's because of what's going up on top. So we need to sort what's going on behind the scenes first, and it'll just drip feed through. I don't know too much about the structures and the people that have been employed, so I'm not really going to speak about them because I don't know enough about them. But from what I've heard, they're good acquisitions. I think Erik ten Hag's in trouble.
Yeah,
I really do.
I said this before Omar Barada was appointed.
He's that ruthless.
Yeah. I think he's got a 4-month interview to show Ineos what they can do, and I think
his interview's over.
He's gone.
I think if you look at historically when people have took over clubs,
yeah,
what happens?
They want their own people.
He's not exactly writing a great CV at the minute either, and I'm not saying I want Erik ten Hag out. Far from it. I just think going off what happens at clubs, Blues being the recent one, Birmingham City, they always get their own man in, and they'll be having a look at candidates, especially now with the managerial circle going around now. You've got Klopp leaving, you've got Xavi leaving. You'll see all these managers popping around. If they see an opportunity to get someone decent in, they won't think twice about it.
Just before I throw it to Killian, that's a great point, Phil, because I was thinking about this today, and I remember when we appointed, was it David Moyes? When we appointed David Moyes, they actually they'd looked at Klopp, they'd looked at a few other managers, and they couldn't get them at the time because they'd missed the boat on them.
Yeah.
They'd missed the boat on them. And I don't think United will do that again. And I think Ineos, and especially Omar Barada, like you say, he's ruthless. And it'll be, you're not cutting the mustard. This dude's available. I'm going to get him. And I've got a strong feeling, Kelly knows what I'm going to say, I think it's Tommy Tuchel. I don't know why.
The German twerker, bro. He's been twerking for months.
He's been showing his ass for the last year, but if it has to be Ten Hag, if Ten Hag goes, then for me it has to be Tommy Tuchel.
Yeah,
it has to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What do you think, Kelly, about the moves and who could be next and all this?
Yeah, sorry about the video there. I needed to go for a fucking slash there, and I pressed the wrong button on the yoke. TMI, too much info. Fuck that. We're real here.
YouTube really sorry, YouTube. Sorry. That's us demonetized again.
Oh, what was the question, bro? I'm gonna do a fucking Chris Kamara. Sorry, John, what was the question?
Was that a goal? What?
Offside? Was it a red card, bro? What's the crack?
Omar Barada, Ineos, the move so far. What do you think?
Amazing.
You happy? You
fucking
comfortable?
Over the moon.
It could be the end of Erik ten Hag.
The fact that we got a man with such a fucking reputation kills me to say it, but we all know the fucking facts. Manchester City are the best fucking well-run football club in the world. It's a fact. They have the best in class, as Gary Neville always fucking alludes to. We need the best in class. The fact that we got this fella under the noses of City, crazy, bro. Crazy. Now, we can say all we want about the 15 charges. Maybe he knows what's fucking coming. Well, fingers crossed. Hopefully he's right. But
see in League 2. See them in League 2.
Yeah, back where they fucking belong. Cunts.
Not yet. Not yet.
Discretionary. Yeah, I'm really excited, bro. Really excited. I'm really excited to see who else follows suit. Who else comes in. I think we know we have an idea of a couple of board members. From Ineos and all the rest. But yeah, I'm just really excited. It's it feels like we're starting to do something special in regards to collating an A team behind the scenes, where we've needed this for fucking years, bro. Years.
So I think I've done a bit of a deep dive in this because Kelly asked me to the other week, right? And I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe has absolutely played a fucking blinder here. Not just getting the 25% and then the roadmap to the 100, right? Which is there if he meets all the criteria. The roadmap is there, so we can see it. But getting the exterior board members, which Masood alluded to. So you've got Jean-Claude Blanc, who's on the board, right? So, and then, because then you're thinking, why would he not be the CEO? Because that guy's fucking stupendous, right? Yeah. So you've got him now on the board.
And Brailsford on the board.
And you've got Brailsford on the board. But you've also got Robert Nevin on the board, right?
Yeah.
Now, Robert Nevin, for viewers that maybe don't know, he's been head of Ineos Sport. He's been across all the sporting platforms for 20 years, right? He's been looking at everything. This guy's a fucking machine. And I'm going to use this word again, but every single one of them are ruthless. See if any of them, whether it's Team Sky, the cycling, the yachting, whoever it may be, if you're not cutting it, you're out. That's it. If you're not cutting it, you're out. Sir Jim Ratcliffe put Dave Brailsford in charge of, I can't remember what sporting thing it was, sacked him. He put his brother in charge of Lausanne, sacked him. He put Brailsford in Lausanne and sacked him.
Sacked him again, bro. And he brought him back.
These guys, I mean, you could look at it another way and say, fucking couple of terrible decisions, right? And I hope you've learned your lesson there. But for me, the appointments on the board who have an influence at board level are monumental. Then you bring in Barada, who no one saw, and absolutely no one reported on it. And apparently Brailsford has been smoozing him for months. And the fact that you even think you could go in there and get him is incredible to me. But it goes back to best in class. And if he's the best in class, he's who I want there. And I'm excited to see who comes underneath him. And then, like Phil said earlier on, everything then just trickles down from there. And I think that's where Eric's probably in trouble, unfortunately.
To be fair, though, Dazzy, you did say earlier in the pod there that you thought he was going to be here in the summer. So fucking make your mind up, bro.
So I personally think he's got a 4-month audition. And if he has a strong finish at the end of the season, I think he's got a body of work over the last 3 or 4 years where he can make a case, right? But I do agree with Phil that when you look at other clubs, 9 times out of 10 they want their own man in there, and it worries me. It does worry me. I just hope he can have a strong end to the season.
Just before I bounce Phil in, now I've lost me trying to fucking talk. Phil, I'll go ahead. Fucking hell.
Oh, you're up tonight, killer.
Tired, bro. The kids killed me today. Go on.
I think Daz has said it. Obviously, he's on his 4-month audition. I think for him to succeed in this audition, he has to get top 4 and a trophy.
He needs a trophy. He needs last season again. That's what.
Benno's not here, obviously, but that's what Benno said. He if he doesn't get top 4, he's gone. And I think
we're going to struggle.
Do you think?
Really
does anyone know? We've mentioned this in a couple of podcasts. When the fuck? How are we going to know if it's top 5? Is that until they whip a round of the points at the end of the season throughout the leagues in Europe, or what?
It depends what happens in the knockouts. The knockouts of the the European competitions. If you got English teams that go further in the competition, your coefficient goes higher. So
it's also going to be a seeded thing. So if you got if say if I don't know, Real Madrid get to the final, they're more or less guaranteed a spot. It's working on a seeded. So it's how you progress through this Champions League season. So it's a combination of where you finish in the league and how you perform in Europe the season before, and it's over a couple of seasons as well. It's not just that season. It's how you performed in the last 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah, it's like a coefficient, isn't it?
Right,
Yeah.
I get you. Yeah. It's sort of like a
I mean,
point system.
I'll send you over the link to look at it, and you can have a look at it yourself. That's how I've worked it out.
Yeah.
So depending on how far, let's say, I don't know, City go in the Champions League, if they finish 4th in the league, it opens up the 5th spot. But that's not just for the Premier League. That could be for another league. So we might not get the 5th spot. It all depends. It's really weird, but
you're not noting it right at the end of the season.
I have a weird one for you. What if he wins the FA Cup but doesn't make top 4? Would you say he still gets the bullet?
I think
you reckon it's Champions League or nothing?
They need the money. They need the money for the FFP.
I think that smacks more of Van Gaal as well.
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, you beat me to it. So where are we at? Do we have what else on the agenda there, Dazza, before we finish up?
Just the last thing before we finish up is obviously it's the lead up to the Munich Memorial, and Phil's been really heavily working on the Mags campaign. So what I'd like to do is just I've done a wee bit, not as much as you.
The 2 years, brilliant.
I would like to throw it to Phil just to maybe let the viewers and Masood know, 'cause it's a wee bit of a surprise for Masood and the extended Mag family, what we're doing over the next 7 or 8 days, what the thought process behind it is, and what we're hopefully culminating on the 6th. So over to you, Phil.
Thank you. Right, so yeah, we started the campaign today, trying to remember the Busby Babes, who thankfully obviously died on that plane crash in Munich in 1958. So we're going to do a bit of a tribute, and we're going to lead up to the 6th of Feb. We're going to be doing player profiles and basically just telling them and trying to educate our viewers and other people out there that might not be so educated on the actual subject, just to try and educate people on how actually good that team was. Because if you look at the footage or the history or any books that you read, you'll be astounded with the amount of information you find in there and actually how good that team was. So we're going to do a bit of a memorial leading up to the 6th of Feb, and then we're going to finish off with a special video that we've created in memory of the Busby Babes, and not forgetting Harry Gregg, Jimmy Murphy, and obviously our latest one that passed, Bobby Charlton. So yeah, look out for our posts, share, and just enjoy. And it's just basically all about passing the education down to the younger ones.
Yeah, beautiful, Phil.
Sorry, boys. I just want to see Phil's beautiful face. Keep going, Phil. I don't know how to get us back. 2 seconds, 1 sec. Right, there we are. Oh, you're much better looking when we zoom out.
So, like,
on a serious note, no.
That's what your barber said.
Hey, you got a hard price, bro. No, on a serious note, the work that Phil and Dazza especially have done for this special tribute, it's absolutely beautiful. Goosebumps.
Tears.
If you don't shed a tear, you're a fucking robot. It's just absolutely beautiful, and a real lovely tribute to the fallen.
So I've written most of the player profiles, and I'm having to condense them. It's very difficult, as Phil testifying, right? Because
someone make a mistake again.
We need the blue tick back, because I've only got so much characters to put in for each player, and honestly, you don't understand. I could write for hours on each player. Like, for instance, today's player, right, is Mark Jones, and they used to call him the farmer, right? Big, massive Barnsley boy, man. But you know, he lived the dream of playing for his club, and he was an absolute behemoth. And like Phil said, you don't realise, I mean, you hear mythical stories, like I've done my written piece for you hear mythical stories, right? But then you start drilling down into the stats. I mean, you start drilling down, watching actual footage of him playing, which you'll see, which we've got coming for you. It's actually insane how good they were. And I have to tell you, the feeling of loss that you have of what could have been, because I tell you now, see the Real Madrid team that won 5 or 6 European Cups, they weren't going to get near the babes. Yeah. They weren't going to get near the babes.
They would have won it that season as well.
Yeah, they went on to win it that season. And
we were on for the treble.
We were on for the treble, in 1958.
It's never publicised, never, and it should be, because there was a great fucking chance there, and that's it makes it even more bittersweet. Well, not sweet, bitter to the end. It adds to the heartbreak, should I say? Apologies.
But that's part of the education.
Yeah. So what we've done was we decided to start we're dedicating each day to each babe, and we've decided to start it a day early, so that the day before Munich we end on the Belgrade game, and we're going to review the Belgrade game, and just let you know how good that team were, how incredible that team was, and within that team you had smatterings of greatness, right? We also had proper camaraderie, proper boys that would go to war for you, man. And it's been an absolute pleasure to do the deep dives with Phil and stuff, and it's been emotional. It's been really, really, really emotional. And I've got my eldest; she's walking about humming the song, "The Flowers of Manchester," and I just think, parenting completed it, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's like my job's done, man. Like she's saying, she gets it, but she's humming the song that's 66 years old.
But this is what it's all about, and this is the beauty. This is the beauty of the legacy, that it just keeps on trucking and keeps on developing. Us, we'll touch upon it again and nearer to the next pod, but like you had someone in your family that educated you, Dazza, that sort of instilled this unconditional love for Manchester United Football Club. Philo had someone in his family, of course, Masood, myself, and now we're grown up adults. Well, we like to think we are. We pretend we're adults at least, but now we're doing the same for our kids. And please God, we can. Our kids can follow suit.
Yeah.
And Manchester United will never fucking die. Anyway, I think we'll wrap up. If we don't have anything else, are we good, bro?
Yeah, just keep an eye out, as Phil says, for our daily posts.
Yeah.
We're on. The most important thing is we don't care about likes. We don't care about interactions. We don't give a fuck about all that, right? What we want is for you to share them. Just share them so that the whole internet and the whole young Man United fans can see what these players were all about. And keep an eye out for a special podcast on the 6th, which will be an emotional one, I'm not going to lie. That is going to be heavy duty. Yeah, but, there could be some onion cuttings in that episode, so apologies in advance. But no, on a serious note, it's going to be a beautiful one, one that we cannot wait for, and it will be truly special. So for now, listeners and viewers, from ourselves, the magnificent 24/7 Reds, it's good night and God bless, and we hope you enjoyed the show tonight. All love. Up the fucking Reds. Come on!
And everyone will know just who we are. They'll be singing Que Sera, Sera. United, Man United. We're the boys in red and we're on our way to Wembley. We're the famous Man United and we're going to Wembley. We're the famous Man United and
in the magazine is so
Sports Social Podcast Network.